Hi there, welcome in. It's like the first day with me using my tablet. I couldn't figure out anything. Uh, how are you guys doing? I thought I would come on and do a new moon uh, video. Mercury must be, and gosh, really doing something today because I'm all of a sudden finding that I'm like feeling really an old word I used to use for myself. Stupid, just like my brain can't seem to function properly. Uh, so let's maybe because I'm trying to use my brain too much. Let's see how that shifts with the channeling, right? I hope you're all doing well. I'm excited for things that are coming in and where things are going. It's like suddenly it's like it's like traveling the last few months with this very dark, heavy blanket over my head and over my life, and it's certainly been lifted. So I love that. Um, yeah, so tapping into the energy, new moon in Aries on the 17th or the 18th, depending on where you live. Well, we've got pleasure and flow falling right out of the deck, just needing to be seen here. Really stepping into the flow of the universe, and everything is just, it's like being aligned with someone said it to me, believe it was Sadie from me and Reiki Lay, said being in alignment with your overflow era. And that's what this feels like, the overflow. And it's pleasurable, it's, and you also take more time for yourself, and doing only that which lifts your vibration, right? Thought somebody was coming coming up the stairs. Opening and courage also coming out. I love this. So there's this new heart chakra opening that we've been going through. They're saying take a look at the numbers. A lot of threes here. 39, 21, which is a 3, 35, 13. Something about the number 3. So if you're seeing a lot of threes, this message may resonate for you. But it's a reminder that to open the heart, it does require us to have some semblance of courage. We have been weathering quite a few storms, collectively and individually. This feels like just being in the state of surrender. Be in the state of surrender, and then everything that is meant for you flows to you. There isn't much that you need to do other than that. Be in the state of surrender. You know me, gotta write it down. Like just total, I'm hearing total abandon, total surrender. So let's take a look at this energy of the new moon in Aries. So, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the sign of the identity, the self, ruled by Mars. Mars has been very active. The divine masculine energy has been very active in the sky, in our lives, these last couple weeks, for sure. I believe at the time of the new moon, there are 7 planets transiting, communicating, dancing in Aries. That's huge. I don't know. I've not seen it anywhere, but I'm wondering if we've ever experienced that in this lifetime, in this manner, in such an uplifting, positive forward momentum. You know, we've got the year of the fire horse that we're in. That's definitely fire energy, which is Aries. So a lot of forward movement. Knight of Discs, Knight of Pentacles here. May have felt like it was going slow at first. Page of Cups coming out. Oh, wow, that was interesting how that happened. I don't know how it got under my thumb. Knight of Cups. So definitely some forward movement going on. Very disciplined, very determined, very heart opened, heart centered, um, forward movement. Might start small. There might be this little bit of a timidness. It feels like, but like I said, opening the heart takes vulnerability. It takes courage. Um, but it's like the gathering of that, getting ready for something very exciting here. Because, like, we've been doing this for a long time. We've been at this for a long time. The last few years has been about going right into the storm, facing the fears, and doing it anyway. And look at him; he's rowing. He's forward movement is right into that storm. It's not backing down. This is like deciding that to align with the path that's going to get us to uh, where we want to go, no matter what it looks like. And that certainly does take courage, because we could be asking for something, and in order for that to happen, there's got to be a breakdown of whatever is standing in the way of it, whatever system, whatever belief, whatever pattern, programming, whatever has been clouding it, keeping it from your sight, or just interfering. All of that's got to break down and break away. um, we don't just open ourselves up to receive. Everything that's been in the way of receiving has got to go. So this is like weathering the storm for sure. It's intense. The energy is definitely building. I know you can feel it. I'm not the only one who's been feeling it. A lot of people I've talked to are feeling it. There's no other way but forward. Look at this, Six of Swords. There's no other way but forward. Six of Swords, as these two cards are sitting on the table, they're both going in the same direction, to the future, to the future, into the highest vibration. Okay, interesting. So Spirit's pointing out that this Page of Cups is the only image on the table so far that's it's still going forward. It's like she's coming right at me, but her body is turned in a way that it looks like she may want to go back and make amends or make an apology in a situation. It's in the Knight of Discs is he's coming right at me. Knight of Cups is a little more turned toward the future. So yeah, there's definitely something about how we're moving in the direction that we're moving in. I did a reading the other day. There was something about needing to go back in order to go forward. We've got to clean up things from the past first. And right now, with all that energy floating around in Aries, there's a lot of excavating going on. I'm feeling, I'm sensing, and I'm witnessing. So the momentum is building, and it's building to move us into a time that that's a lot more brighter, a lot more calmer, a lot more peaceful. It's like collectively we're all choosing the versions of ourselves that are aligned with peace and joy and abundance and happiness. And it's not, I know it's not just me. A lot of people I've come across, there are some who are not, some that are determined not to align with their higher self and a better version or a different version of their self. And that's okay. We've got to just be open to our forward move, our forward momentum. Telling you, the words, tongue and teeth are in backwards, is what it feels like today. Knight of Disc, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, confidence, definitely. Oh, nope. Spirit saying don't take this. Okay, it was too many. What else? King of Wands. Another card of courage, being, a card of, I'm hearing knowing yourself. Very confident, knowing yourself. That dragon is really drawing me in. It's beautiful. Can you see her on the bottom there? Of course you can. It's gorgeous. Just really calling me in. So this might be a time for some of you to start working with your dragons, or to go, to work more. Maybe a new dragon is coming in if you work with dragons. There's the third night. We've got the Knight of Wands coming in here. Definitely getting ready to take some action here. There is a lot of heated energy in the collective, for sure. A lot of hatred, a lot of anger, still a lot of that division going on. Oh, but guess what's coming to an end, man? Universe is going to upend that. Well, this bottom row is nothing but fire, passion, forward movement, dismantling what can't go forward anymore, what we can't take with us. Looking toward the future for I want to say it's not about looking outward. You see, we can look toward the future, but I want to say that involves the opening, the being in this energy of flow, really communicating, because she's really communicating with, her soul family, her star family, setting a new path for herself. So 3 nights. I'm recording this on the 16th of April. The new moon in my area in upstate New York is on the 17th in the morning, tomorrow morning. And then in other areas of the world, it's overnight on the 18th. So there's something about 3 nights. So take these next 3 nights and really work with the energies to draw in that which you desire, that which you want, the changes you want to make within yourself. Setting those in, I stopped myself. setting those intentions, or just, setting out to the world. Because the universe, or the universe, the Two of Wands is where we put our order into the universe, right? We give the waitress our order. The Three of Wands is where we wait for the manifestation of that. So what are you manifesting? What order are you putting out to the universe? And I don't mean order as in you telling the universe what you want and how they're meant to deliver that to you. This is, again, like I said, the full surrender, the full abandon of your lower mind, so the energy, the divine consciousness can flow through you. That kind of feels like what that pleasure and flow and the opening is just allowing all of that to flow to you, in you, through you, and from you. We're not meant to continually be in this mode of the downloads, receiving the downloads, integrate, process, yada, 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 yada. Now, I mean, yes, it's all important work that we've been doing, but now we're coming into a time for us light workers, twin flames, star seeds, where now we're taking that currency and we're expending it outwards. We're emanating it outwards, instead of just holding it within our vessel, because the energy is so intense right now, and our physical vessels are they're feeling it. They're really taking a hit, and it's because it's not, the physical vessel isn't equipped to contain all the energy and the downloads that we have been receiving. It's meant to, oh, I love that, broadcast it out. So there is something here about the light body growing and getting an expansion. Let's get some clarification here. Where do we want to go? Let's go right to the Six of Swords. Brought my eye right to it. Six of Swords. We're all moving in the right direction here. I kind of thought this might be a twin flame reading, and it has not turned out to be that way so far. We've got the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords here, coming out with the Judgment. So there's clarity, there's discernment. You moving forward clear-mindedly, knowing who we are. Here we go. We get Nine of Pentacles, the King of Wands, knowing who we are, knowing how to take action, and getting the feel of the magician, having all the tools in our toolbox, knowing exactly what to do. We've been revamping those tools as well. We've been upgrading those tools, because when you start the journey, you're given certain tools to remember, or you remember certain tools. And as you evolve, those have to evolve with you. So it's, if you've been doing something the same way, I don't know who this is for or what collective this is for, but it's coming through anyway, so it's meant to be heard. But if you've been doing the same thing you've been doing from the beginning of your journey, the awareness that you've been on a spiritual journey, it's time for you to upgrade, adjust, tweak, expand, fill in the blank, whatever word you want to use, those tools, so they work at the optimal level. If you've programmed, just an example, a couple examples. If you've programmed a certain crystal to work with you in a certain way, but then say, and you've been doing that for the same way for all these years, and you go to work with it and you suddenly don't feel anything from it, it's time to clear that crystal of the old intentions that you set upon it and set new ones. upgrade it, get it aligned with your new frequency. Another thing is something that I've been doing is I've been working with Jan Spiller, her books about the new moon, manifesting with the new moon, setting intentions, right? Been doing that, gosh, since 2012, I think I have. And I noticed in the last 6 months, 7, 8 months, that when I'm setting the intentions, instead of writing how it is in the book, something new is channeling through me. And it's still in alignment with what I'm putting out to the universe. It might not be exactly how she's got it worded in her book, but because it's channeling through, it's coming through this new vibration that I'm settling into, becoming whatever. So that's how to shift. Um, I use the book less and less. I might look at the book for examples, but I use it less and less, and the things that I write down just seem to flow through me. So, and the same with when I'm releasing for a full moon. Um, I don't just write down what I'm relinquishing or wanting to release for the full moon. I also set the intention of what I'm open to receive in place of that. Because when we have something that we're being emptied of, we've got space to fill with the light. We've got space to fill with a higher frequency, right? And let me tell you, space is being made here. Space is being made here. So we're moving forward with a little more of a clearer mind, clearer consciousness, clearer direction of who we are, who we want to be, who we're becoming. What's been keeping us trapped is being blown out of the water now. It's like we're being waken up from this sleep. Well, that word keeps coming up for me, and I don't know how to spell it or say it. Is it we're being woken up from a revelry? Revelry? Is that correct? I have no idea. Um, but definitely, being woken up. Um, what's been what we've perceived as a interference or a limitation, just being cleared out. Queen of Swords, just cutting that out. And once we do that, it's like the forward movement it starts to flow now. We don't have to force anything. Something just starts to flow. Um, yeah, I love that. King of Wands, taking our power back, not letting anything stand in our way, not letting ourselves, our own, monkey mind stand in our way. Why are the three knights here? It just what's turned over in my deck here. I'm gonna turn them. Wow. Well, I'm okay. Well, I didn't realize those were turned over in the deck, so we're gonna show them. Queen of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So for many of you, this is an up level of just your whole experience, really. Coming into emotional fulfillment, could be financial fulfillment as well. This is family. This is your longevity. This is your legacy. Comes from the opening of the heart uh, to receive more. When you open the heart to receive more, you get more. You get more. This is not, the 2 or 3 or 4. These are the 10s. This is the fulfillment of your desires, your truth, who and what you were meant to be and become and have and receive, all in this lifetime. We're doing this. Like this new moon in Aries is like it's the door. It's the doorway to everything. 3 Knights. Why are the 3 Knights here? Something about the 3 Knights. 5 of Wands, 3 of Swords. All right, so this, if we're going by the next 3 nights, this energy definitely could bring up some for lack of better phrasing, some troubling emotions, troubling thoughts that are clearing. Yeah, they're clearing. There's the Strength card for sure. Justice and the Strength. We've got the Courage again. We've got a lot of that. This is, Aries is about having, well, I feel with Mars being the ruler of Aries, it is that, about the inner masculine energy, finding its roar again. For sure. And we've all got the masculine energy, and look at both of these the masculine and the feminine have mastered or calmed the inner beast, have calmed these dragons here, right? It's because they faced them instead of resisted them. And the dragon is representative of our own inner old narratives, how we were taught to be, think, do, see, act. You know what I mean? It just, so in the next 3 nights, if you find yourself with all these old things coming back up, sit with it. Don't push it away. Thank it for sharing, right? Thank it for sharing. And just listen to it. Feel into it. Whatever you've got to do to face it instead of running and hiding. There's no more closing the eyes and telling yourself, no, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. This is about wielding your sword of truth and cutting through all the bullshit. Let's take a look at this Tower, because you can't ignore it. I do want to say, that's in the main spread here of the 9 cards, the Tower is the only major arcana. If there were more major arcanas, I say, well, this is a huge deal. Well, this is still a huge deal. It feels like we've done the work. This is the breakthrough moment. This is the moment when Spirit says, okay, opens the door, there you go. So it's still a huge moment. What makes it huge is the level of courage we approach it with. And it looks like there's a lot here. Nine of Pentacles is very confident, sure of ourselves, knowing who we are, very solid in who we are. King of Wands definitely knows who the hell he is. Queen of Swords definitely knows who the hell she is. She takes no bullshit from anybody, including herself and her lower mind. So let's take a look at this Tower as we move through this new moon in Aries. What's breaking down, what's being rebuilt, what epiphanies are coming through, because we do have Uranus moving into Gemini coming up next weekend as well. Yeah. Truth, clarity, inspiration, action. if you haven't known your next step, you're going to get your next step. Boy, that just felt like a deja vu. If you haven't if you haven't known your next step, you're going to get it. Hang on here. Uh, it's like, that mind blown emoji. Spell that for me. I bet you can't. It's like the hand of God just reaching down and offering you this magic wand. And I love that because the hand of God, in quotations, is a lion's paw. And we've got that all over the table here, Look at this. Can't make that up. It's just this courage. It's like the universe is handing you that which you need. Pardon me. Just fully step into your courage. Your roar. Your roar returns. I'm just looking for more for the tower. Is there anything else that the tower needs to share with us? Yeah, Two of Swords. I want to say for some, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. It's going to be something very challenging for them to face. They're not going to want to see it, but I feel like the energy and the momentum of the moment gives them no other option but to face it straight on. Dead on is how I'm hearing that. Dead on. It's like a choice point, needing to make a decision to see it or not. And perhaps this new moon is that for a group of collectives, or for all of us, where it's just like, this is a choice point. You either evolve and move forward or stay where you're at. And if you stay where you're at, that's okay too, because maybe there's more for you that needs to be shed. Maybe there's more for you that needs to be seen. Or maybe there's more for you, you're maybe you're here to share the lower energies, something about that. It's just part of what you're here to do, and you're not done with that yet. That was interesting. So the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, definitely getting ready to take some bold action. What is the is that the card in the Moonology deck? Be bold and take the first step. Oof. Wow. Five of Swords. I was not expecting that to come out. Hold on. Why is Five of Swords here with the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands? Come here. I can't pick it up. The Star. Okay. Beautiful. Healing. Healing of pettiness. Healing of betrayal. Healing of love. That. So yeah. So that within itself, if that's healed within ourselves, that requires a lot of healing. And in that healing ushers in this forward momentum here. There's a lot of forward momentum on this bottom row here for sure. And it starts with the Eight of Wands on the second row. It just, for many, this is going to feel really, really freaking intense, man. But I'm also noticing a lot of very angelic blues is what how it's coming through. A lot of like light blues is what I wanted to say, but angelic blues is how it came through on the table. So there's this calming, this watery calming energy. I don't know where that's coming from. Uh, yeah, seriously, not the message I thought was going to come through today, because I really had twin flames coming through my mind, but um, perhaps that's for another video. But collectively, we're all moving in a beautiful, beautiful direction here, because we've chosen it. You know, you've made the decision to align with the highest version of yourself, and whatever that is, whatever is meant for you. And the universe is definitely motorcycle season. I love it. Um, Definitely moving us, and this new moon in Aries is going to be, it's going to be not only the doorway, but it's going to be the match that lights the flame, that ignites. And I mean, my eye is twitching over here. I'm not winking. um, so yeah, I'm onto something there. I really don't think there's anything else. I mean, there's moving into the look at the, well, maybe there is. Between now and Lionsgate, that courage is coming from that lion. Between now and Lionsgate, there's gonna be a surge of awakenings. Yeah, surge of awakenings. We've got Six of Cups, Eight of Cups. There's the other Knight of Swords, Chariot, definitely moving forward. Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful energy. Let's get a final message from the Divine Masters. Let's see who is offering some direction, some encouragement. Oh, goodness. I mentioned her the other day. I don't know where I mentioned her. Was it in the collective reading? But Bridget is coming out in her fire. You can't make this shit up. She certainly wanted to speak because, like I said, she came through. I think it was in the collective reading. I could be wrong. Could be in one of the last zodiac readings I did. It says, "Let your passion lead you to your purpose," and that's certainly what is happening here. You know, and this is the ignition of that. And this is where we're all going, man. Fulfillment, coherence, embodiment, physical manifestation of the inner reflection. Hang on. That just came from my dragon. I love that. But yeah, Bridget, let's see, anything else? Any other messages? Thank you. Yeah, Lakshmi and Ganesh, prosperity, vibration. You are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. There's, oh, I love this. Metatron and Sandalphon, sacred connection, synchronicity, divine connection, understanding lessons. I am very focused on the two and the two. This is being in partnership with your higher self. All of this. All of this. Being in partnership with your higher self. I'm going to leave it there. I am going to leave it there. Yeah. Happy new moon in Aries. Yeah. Let's get going. Let's do this. Love you. See you next time.